was sitting on a room with 8 other women, and I'm trying really hard to smile. On the wall, there are garlands and a big sign that says congratulations. My friend Annie was 8 months pregnant, and when she talked about having a baby shower, I immediately raised my hand to host it, and I went overboard in decorating my home. She finally starts opening gifts, and all the other women sit around her and start giving her tips. What's the best feeding bottle to invest in? Is it Philips or Tommy Tippy? Where she should buy the diapers? Is it Costco or Target? As I hear every idea, I'm simply nodding my head, and I'm trying even harder to smile. The suggestions keep coming, and I sit silently. I don't have anything to offer. I don't have a child. I have 0 suggestions. Everyone else is talking, but I am frozen. And as they keep speaking, I begin to feel like I'm slowly disappearing from the scene. And now, it's physically painful to be there. My heart is aching because everyone is talking about the thing that I desperately want. I wish I could just get up, run to the restroom, and cry out loudly. But instead, I have to sit and try really hard to smile. As soon as I got married, everyone in the family started asking the questions. Indian family, right? When are you going to have kids? What's the delay? And when I got pregnant, I was so excited. But 10 weeks in, I had a miscarriage. I was devastated. We tried again and again, and I had 2 more miscarriages. Heartbroken, we began to pursue fertility treatments, first with medications that didn't work. Next, IUI, intrauterine insemination, where the procedure puts the sperm directly into the uterus. We had 3 attempts, all of which failed. We then tried IVF, in vitro fertilization, which is considered the golden standard for fertility treatments. This is where I take medications to get large quantity of eggs, and the eggs are retrieved, mixed with sperm in the lab, and when embryos are formed, they are put back into the uterus. On the day I was awaiting for results, I was at work and somehow missed the call. With my hands trembling, I called my voicemail, eagerly anticipating a "Congratulations, Pradeepa." But instead, all I heard was, "Pradeepa, I'm very sorry." I dropped my phone and started crying. I immediately picked my bag and ran outside the work, not wanting my colleagues to see me crying, because nobody knew, and I didn't want them to find out. We tried IVF again and again. Every time, it felt like climbing the stairs of the 30th floor building, only to fall down face flat, broken into pieces, and picking the pieces, sticking it back together, and climbing the stairs all over again. 1 turned into 2, to 3, to 4, to 8 cycles. It was exhausting, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All along, I couldn't talk to anyone about it because nobody knew. Culturally, it's a very taboo subject, and there is so much stigma around it. When I would meet somebody new, and when they would ask me, "Do you have any kids?" I literally wanted to disappear. It was so painful and shameful. And for the whole time, I felt so stuck and so desperate to know what I should be doing next. Online, I was frantically searching for answers. Is it drinking this tea? Is it taking this supplement? Is it eating this type of food? I even found a suggestion to eat fries from a specific McDonald's restaurant. It was madness. There is so much conflicting information, I did not know which one I should listen to. It's like I was trying to see the road ahead of me while wearing Vaseline-smeared glasses, and however hard I tried to clear them, I still could not see. I did not know what to do next. If you are in a position where you're stuck, you know how helpless you feel? It's like someone has the right advice. If you just look hard enough, if you read hard enough, if you Google hard enough, someone will give you the right advice to solve your problems. If you are in a position where you feel so stuck and don't know how to wipe the Vaseline off your glasses, I would like to show you what I did from coming out on the other side and now 10 years as a coach, helping other people get unstuck. 3 simple steps. Step number 1, have an understanding of what your emotions are. Maybe you're in very touch with your emotions. Or maybe you're sitting there and thinking, this is stupid. I'm not a touchy-feely person. I don't have emotions. If that's you, what you're feeling right now is irritation, and that's an emotion. The truth is, in many societies, we are taught not to express negative emotions. We even have this phrase called ugly crying. Crying isn't ugly, it's a beautiful emotion, and everyone has to express it. But we fear that when we express a negative emotion, it might make others feel uncomfortable or make us seem weak. So we pretend and say, it's all good. And that causes us suffering. When I was in the midst of infertility, my friend announced her pregnancy to me. And I was trying really, really hard to smile. Inside, I know there is a lot going on, but I did not know exactly what it was. And that made me feel even worse. So first, I have to learn to understand my emotions. When working with clients who say they are stuck and don't know what to do next, my first step is to always help them understand what they are feeling. So think about something in your life where you feel stuck. And now, look at this chart and see which of these emotions you're feeling right now. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it angry? Or is it scared? Now you thought about your emotions around the area where you're stuck. Step number 2 is to be honest with yourself about what you're really feeling. So when my friend announced her pregnancy to me, there was a part in me that was so happy for her. And I also felt angry and sad and jealous. And that made me thinking, Pradeepa, you can't think those things. What kind of a monster are you? You're not a good friend. And I was beating myself up for thinking those things. Where I was already feeling terrible, this made me feel even worse. And it made it even harder to understand what I should be doing next. It's like my Vaseline smeared glasses are now painted in black on top. So be honest with yourself about what you're really feeling and to acknowledge and accept that this is really hard for you. So how do you do that? Maybe after you leave here, you'll tell somebody about it. You write about it. You sing about it. You paint about it. You dance about it. But let's do something right here, right now. I want to invite all of you to close your eyes or lower your head and take a deep breath. And quietly in your head, say this to yourself. This is really hard for me. This is really hard for me. Take a deep breath again and open your eyes. Now you understood your emotions and you acknowledged and accepted that this is really hard for you. Step number 3 is to give yourself permission to feel it. In the moment with my friend, I was unable to do that. Since then, giving myself permission to feel the feelings Outwardly, I may look exactly the same. It gives me a sense of peace, and most importantly, helps me to understand what I should be doing next. In working with clients and giving them permission to feel their feelings is incredibly powerful and liberating. When they are stuck and don't know what to do next, they often tell me they are in this tiny dark space. By doing this work, they are often able to let go of some of the things they are holding and experience the freedom that will help them to understand what they should be doing next. So let's give yourself the permission to feel it. In few seconds, quietly in your head, you're going to say these three things. I feel whatever you're feeling. This is really hard for me, and that's okay. I invite you to close your eyes or lower your head and take a deep breath again. And quietly in your head, say this to yourself. I feel whatever you're feeling. This is really hard for me, and that's okay. You have just given yourself permission. Now open your eyes and sit with that. When I learned how to do these three things, it was liberating. Instead of feeling awful and dragged down, my body felt lighter. I was able to be present. And when someone shares the news that I have conflicting feeling towards, I'm able to feel joy for them and other feelings. By acknowledging and accepting and sitting with those other feelings, often I'm able to let them go. And when it comes to seeing the road ahead of me, it's like my Vaseline smeared glasses got cleared by a small wiper. Even if the path is not simple or beautiful, I can see it clearly, and I can choose which way to go. 3 years ago, I was sitting on a plane with my husband from Dallas to Mumbai, and my heart was racing, and there were butterflies in my stomach. I was thinking about our luggage on hold and how, along with our own clothes, we had some chocolates, some new clothes for a 3-year-old, and a yellow toy car. I hope that was the right thing to bring. I just don't know. The next morning, we were sitting on 2 chairs in a small office in the ashram, signing paperwork and talking to the coordinator. And I was not even present. I can't wait for what's coming up next. After 15 long minutes, a young woman appears holding hands with this beautiful little boy. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this is not a picture anymore. This is reality. And the adoption coordinator says to him, Karthik, ye tumhara mummy papa hai. Karthik, this is your mom and dad. He looks up straight, walks towards me, and sits on my lap. And the world stands still. I was crying and showering him with kisses, and as I do, my 16 years of longing and pain melts away. I understood that everything that I have gone through in my life brought me there. I did not know what's going to happen next. But for the first time, I did not care. Finally, my Vaseline smeared glasses have cleared.